So this week we've got a movie about a flesh-eating virus in a cabin in the woods.
And we have the exact same movie, only shittier.
I'm Sik.
And I'm Twisted.
And this is Sik&Twisted Horrorcast. Hi guys, welcome to the weekly podcast.
What's going on, guys?
God, I'm loving that intro music.
Oh man, that is so juicy.
Oh, it's so damn good.
This is a juicy week, guys.
I would say squishy.
That's so God, squishy. Squishy is the word of the day.
Starting off, we got some news going on here.
Yes.
Do you want to start with good or indifferent right now?
Let's start with the indifferent. We got the Purge TV series is coming to the USA Network.
That's the problem that I have with it.
I've got questions, man. Like, TV's been getting more and more lenient as far as what they allow, but this is the Purge. Like, this is, all crime is legal for 24 hours. This is brutal stuff that has the capabilities of being great, but it kind of seems like you've given it the wrong network.
Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of getting sick and tired of them taking movies and turning them into TV shows.
Yeah.
Like they did it with Shooter. Like, this dude could do better than Mark Wahlberg did.
And here's the problem I've got is, like, you've got The Purge, which is I think it starts at midnight and ends at 7 in the morning, I believe is
something
what it
like
is.
That, yeah.
So you have a 7 to 8 hour window of crime being legal, and you're going to fit all of that into a 10-part miniseries?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I do like that it's a miniseries, not like an actual TV show. Cause
yeah,
it would just cool. At some point, it would get monotonous.
But this feels like a horror version of 24, only more boring.
Yeah, I feel like it would work better if it was on HBO or Netflix.
If it was a Netflix miniseries, I think you could really get some interesting stuff in there.
You could,
but we're gonna hold our applause on it, hold our review on it, and we'll see how it goes when it comes out, man. Like September 4th is when that's gonna be dropping on the USA Network. So
4 days for the birthday.
We'll see how it goes.
Also, we've
been holding off on this.
This is my baby.
We've been waiting on it, and we finally got some good intro music. We finally got ourselves into a. Hopefully, this sounds a little bit better. We're in a new room today.
Yeah.
So trying some stuff out. So let's give it the old college try on this big drop.
So for those of you that don't know me, I am a huge Michael Myers fan. I'm a huge John Carpenter Halloween movie fan. I love the Rob Zombie remake. The second one was a bit off, but I mean it was still good to me. But Halloween 2018, October 19th. I'm so excited. Jamie Lee Curtis coming back.
Very important to note here that this is not a continuation from anything but the first Halloween movie. The very OG first Halloween movie.
And they even bring it up in the trailer where the girls are like, was it, your grandma is Laurie Strode. And wasn't that dude that went on a killing spree like her brother? And she's like, no, that was just a myth people created. And I'm like, thank you, because that's kind of something that ruined Halloween for a lot of people, was making him the brother. Because then you put a motive. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to somebody like that, I don't want there to be a motive. I just want him to be fucking psychotic and just go at it.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how much time has passed far as movie time.
Yeah, because it does look like it's modern day. The equipment that they're using and everything, it is modern day looking.
So I'm wondering if they're going to have, Jamie Lee Curtis's character really being, holding this grudge for that long?
Yeah.
Or was she just a little bit older before? Or has something happened in between?
Oh, yeah.
It could be interesting. There could be a lot of stuff
I'm
they do.
That she's just a badass in this. She's just like, I was hoping he would break out so that I could fucking kill him.
They show her
like
shooting like at shooting ranges constantly.
Shoots him,
and then they show him in an upstairs window, and she doesn't even hesitate. She just pulls that freaking trigger, dead to rights, up through somebody's house.
I kind of want to see what they do with Dr. Loomis. If there's even going to be like a thing like a gravestone or something. Yeah. That would be really cool. Or if this guy is like his grandson or something. I don't know.
It would be really interesting. It's going to be fun to see. It's going to be definitely one to watch. We will definitely probably hit that one as like when it drops, we'll go watch it in theaters and come back and let you guys know.
I know I will. So that and Nick Castle's coming back. Oh god, I'm so excited for this fucking movie.
For those of you who don't know, Nick Castle was the original Michael Myers.
Michael Myers, man, he was one of the 5 people in the original movie to don the mask.
Yeah. So,
fuck girl.
Whenever he's finished coming unassisted, we will.
I'm good now.
Okay, he's
wiped off my chest.
Oh, jeez, it's everywhere, guys. It's everywhere. So today we are doing this one a little bit differently.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited for how we're going to do this one.
So, we're hitting Cabin Fever as our good and as our bad.
Can I note something about the first one, though?
Yeah.
It seems to be made majorly by Italians. The beginning script is just like totally Italian names. Cannoli, Candili, pastrami. Like all of the opening sequence names are just Italian ass names.
Are you talking about like the credits?
Yeah, the opening credits. They're very Italian names.
I did not look that deep into it.
Oh god,
I'm gonna take your word on it. If we need to adjust some stuff later, we'll adjust some stuff. So yeah, Cabin Fever is the run for the week. We are sticking with our month theme of cabins in woods.
Yes.
And we've hit up Cabin Fever as the good and the bad because in 2002 was the original Cabin Fever, directed, written, produced by Eli Roth.
Yep.
Horror icon, Hostel series, the first 2 only. He did not take part in the third one. He is on record as saying he does not think any movie series should go past 2.
Which I respect that. I really do respect that.
Yeah, it's something. But the third one was not his, and neither was any of the other Cabin Fevers in the series.
Yeah.
The remake is based on the script, literally.
Shot for frame.
This is a shot-for-shot remake using the script from the original with slight tweaks throughout.
Yeah, and you'll notice it watching this damn movie. There's lines where you're just like, that's the same fucking line.
It is word for word sometimes the exact same lines.
Creepy as shit. Like, it's so either completely aggressive or way creepier.
Yeah. And this is something that I found so interesting when I watched these, because I was trying to show my wife Cabin Fever, the original. That's the one that I knew and I loved so much. And so I was trying to show her that one, and I pulled up Netflix and I put on Cabin Fever, and I was like, it's the same, but something is just off. Right. Something about it was just not clicking. And I watched the whole way through, and the whole time, like, I'm hearing the lines, and the lines are the same. And I'm like, okay, well, that's the same, and that's the... But it's not. At the same time, it's not the same. So what the heck's going on? And then I pulled it up again. I typed Cabin Fever in, and I'm like, I guess I know there was a second one. And I'm like, wait, this was made in 2016. And then there was another Cabin Fever, and that was the original.
Right.
So
how far into it did you get before you were just like, this is not the one that I remember?
It was almost immediate. Like, it was... Right. It's like... It's like seeing somebody that you've met them before,
but can't place where.
But you just can't place where, and it's bugging you the whole time. And you're just like, I know this guy, but what's going on?
Right.
Something along those lines. It's the exact same. Like this is all the same stuff, but I just can't put my finger on what's wrong.
The only movie, and it seems to be a trend with shot-for-shots, from what I'm hearing, shot-for-shot remakes are always like 10 times worse. because I remember as a kid I wanted Psycho.
Oh yeah.
And my friend's mom bought me Psycho for my birthday, but it was the Vince Vaughn shot-for-shot remake, and it was terrible.
But I think this is a great example of how casting can mess up.
It can make or break
a great script.
Yeah.
You know, you can have an amazing script, an amazing concept, and just put the wrong people in a movie, and all of a sudden you've got a bad movie.
But was this the actor's fault, or was this the director?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Because, like, so let's get into it. Let's start talking about this.
Yeah. So we start off with a group of kids in this truck in the first one, and the second one is a Jeep.
Yes. And this is kind of an important difference because the truck in the first one is a smaller style vehicle. There's not as many seats, not as many options. And it's older and a little more beat up. Yeah. So it's a little more understandable later on when you go back and watch it.
Yeah.
In the second one, in the remake, it is a small Jeep. It's a Jeep, but it's got more seemingly more seating.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's got plenty of seating.
And it's just the modernization. It's a larger vehicle.
Right.
So that's like automatically right off the bat difference.
I didn't really know anybody from the second movie. First movie, you've got what's his name? Ryder Strong, which he was Sean in Boy Meets World. So I grew up knowing that guy anyway.
Well, I mean, it's Sean, man.
Yeah, it's wrong guy, but yeah.
Well, I know, but it's the series.
Can't do it anymore. Goddamn.
You think of the show and you think of the guy. It's the same thing.
I do like that Eli Roth cast himself in his own film.
Oh God!
God, Grimm is such a great character.
But even that, it's the same words.
Yeah,
it's the exact same words, but you switched the actor.
Yeah, it was so bad.
And
just
he's
creepy,
super creepy.
Super creepy. You've got Joey Kern playing Jeff in the first one, which he was one of the stoner acid tripping guys from Super Troopers.
Yes, he is the blonde-haired acid tripper. So there was Joey Kern and just
Jordan Ladd from Waiting.
She was the
boyfriend
of the head chef in Waiting.
Yeah.
But yeah,
good names in the first one.
Yeah, it's a fully locked in cast.
Yeah.
And then you go to the second one and
just nobody.
As I'm looking through it right now, I'm seeing Teen Wolf.
Never watched it.
What Gage Golightly. She's from Teen Wolf. Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. She was in.
Don't remember her, but I haven't watched that show since I was a kid.
That's really about it.
Dude, there's nothing.
Matthew Daddario is another one.
That name sounded familiar,
he looks familiar, but
he's not.
I'm not seeing anything. Delivery Man with Vince Vaughn, he was in.
Never watched it.
And that's about it. Like, there's nothing.
This movie was just from pre-production to end, dude.
It was a mistake.
A mess. Just a mess.
Paul, the character of Paul, played by Samuel Davis, was in Machete Kills.
I watched that once.
And he was in Sin City, A Dame to Kill For.
Really? As who?
Frat Boy number 3.
Oh, okay.
That's what he's cast
Good to know that he's a very well-rounded actor.
Oh, yeah. No, he's
he plays an extra real good.
He's necessary. He needed that third frat boy. If it was just 2, it would have been uncomfortable. That third frat boy is what set it off. There's actually one, Nadine Crocker. This is the character of Marcy. We're still talking about the new one, mind you. She is Scorcher in Supergirl, the TV series.
I haven't seen Supergirl yet.
Okay, so that might be why you did. I remembered seeing her from somewhere. She was also in Amityville Haunting as Charlotte.
Really? Okay.
Which is interesting because I don't recognize her. Mm-mm. So, yeah, there's...
Well, there we go.
There's
something. There's one person.
Something. I'm going to look at Bert real quick. Bert's played by Dustin Ingram. He's been in the TV show The Magicians.
Oh, really? Who'd he play?
Hyman Cooper.
Don't remember him.
Yep.
I love that show, though.
Played in an episode of NCIS. Played an episode of Castle. Played an episode of Bones. True Blood.
Was he the body in all of these?
He was Ronnie in one.
All right.
NCIS Los Angeles. So it seems like he's done a lot of...
Like crime shows.
A lot of crime shows. Just a lot of get in there where he can sort of stuff. He was also in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Oh, okay. We got two people.
Sky High.
Oh.
Carbon Copy from Sky High.
Yeah, I remember him.
Okay, that's probably the best.
I remember him as a kid.
That's the best we're gonna get, guys. That's the top billing. That's
yeah, it's a mess, dude. It's so bad.
Okay.
But
so
let's start.
We've gotten through. We've started at the vehicle driving down the road. You see. Well, hang on. We got to back up even further because it starts off with. The same thing, shot for shot, pretty much.
Oh, yeah, the dog.
The dog. So this hermit that's living in the woods.
In the first one, I felt bad for him. In the second one, not so much.
I know.
Even though they gave him a name, I still didn't feel that bad for him.
And they were holding... he was holding a rabbit, carrying it through the woods, and sees his dog, and is trying to like, hey, come on now, we got some food. Mm-hmm. And then they kind of like poke the dog, and it just splits open and sprays him in the face with blood.
In the first one, he like lifts the leg completely.
Yeah, I think they do it in both, really. Kind of
he kind of like grabs him and pulls him and shoots him back.
And they sprayed him in the face with blood, and that's the start of the infection. Never really explained as to what this infection is. We just know that it is a flesh-eating...
So from what I'm gathering, it starts off with the dog.
Yes.
Passes on to him.
Passes to him.
Then passes to the Blake.
Yes. So, they starts off with the dog, and then they see he's dead. Guy's crying, got blood all over his face and his mouth, and then they skip to having the kids. Kids are driving down the road, heading to a gas station, which is...
We've talked about this trope.
Hitting the tropes, man.
Yeah, we're hitting them.
The tropes.
You know, I've noticed after watching Cabin in the Woods, you know, we all know about the tropes, but we're just never like... Hey, there's a trope. Hey, there's a trope. But now, subconsciously, I'm now doing it.
It's because of the podcast.
Like, there's a trope. There's a trope. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's because of the podcast, man. Like usually, you see like the obvious tropes. You know, they kill the ethnic person first, or you know whatever.
You're starting to catch them though, where you catch the douchebag, the friend zone boy,
it's the whore, the scholar, the fool,
virgin,
the athlete, the virgin. You know,
yeah,
it's you see it now.
The athlete was more of a priss in this one, though. In the first one,
yes. Yeah. But I actually liked the way they did him in the first one as compared to the second one, and we're gonna get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
So they get to the gas station, and everybody hops out at both of them. Mm-hmm. And in the first one. The character of Paul, as played by Ryder Strong, sits down next to this kid that is
put her there, bud.
Says, put her there, friend. And just trying to make friendly, and the kid just bites him right on the hand.
Yeah, at first I was like, is this going to be like a Deliverance thing where the kid faces away from him real quick, or like doesn't acknowledge him at all? And then he just bites the fuck out of him. Yeah. And I'm just sitting there going, oh, okay, this is starting strong. Okay.
Starting Ryder Strong.
Yeah. Don't you fucking start. No, I'm too tired for your shit, bro.
Hey, you're going to put up with it? You're going to like it?
No, right. I'm not.
So he gets bit and he jumps up. And this happens in both ones. He gets bit.
But this is where you start to see the difference between the acting.
Exactly.
Because in the first one, the dad comes out while he's being bitten and is just like, hey, don't hurt him. Come on, man.
No. In the first one, what happens, he gets bit. And then he comes out and says, Dennis! And he grabs him by the scruff.
Yeah.
And he's got like a bat or something in his hand. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was a broom.
Something.
Yeah. But he grabs him by the back and you're Dennis. How dare you? I told you not to be doing stuff. And like it looks like he might hit the kid.
And Paul's like, hey man, don't hit him, dude.
Don't hit him. He's good, man. He's good. And
shit
just
happens.
like everybody knows not to sit next to Dennis.
Why don't you put a sign up then, bro?
Yeah, I put a sign for the rest of us, which is great because in both ones they do put a sign up. Like,
yep, they do put a sign up.
I love that little detail.
Yeah.
So yeah, they bites him. Says, "There's a stream in the back. Just go wash your hand off." Mm-hmm. But it's
the second one
it seems civil.
Yeah, very Southern hospitality still.
Yeah, like skeptical, but that's just coming from like. We just came from a big city town college to kind of a backwoods redneck area, which we've all I think most of us have seen at some point in our lives is that kind of rundown shop sort of thing. I'm from Oklahoma for a while, so I definitely, that was like hometown.
The road trips to Montana or Wyoming that I did with my grandfather, we would stop at every damn antique shop. Okay. So my grandpa could bullshit with the guy.
So yeah, they get into Dennis. This kid Dennis is this like it looks like Baby Joe Dirt.
He does.
Got the platinum blonde mullet.
And in the first one, he just seems like a bizarre inbred kid. In the second one, I don't want to sound crass, but he just seems like he's on the spectrum.
Doesn't even seem like that to me.
He's just a weird antisocial kid.
He just seemed like a kid that a director said, okay, gonna bite this guy.
Yeah.
Like, bite the first guy that talks to you.
Put her there, bud. Because he didn't even hesitate in this one. In the first one, he had to wait a minute, and then he bit him, and this one's just like, oh, hand.
Exactly. So it was a lot of... but this is where, like, so the dad come out in this one, and he's more civil and talking to him. In the remake...
Oh, he is aggressive as fuck.
Everybody is so aggressive. They're angry and looking for violence constantly.
Yeah, he's just like, what the fuck, man? What the hell? Everybody knows not to sit next to Dennis.
Like, just, nobody talk to Dennis.
Damn.
Like, just like, okay, all right.
Calm down, put a sign up for the rest of us.
And then, but like, even the crew, the main crew, Paul and the gang, is more aggressive towards this guy, too.
Yeah. Because Jeff, like, is immediately, like, on his ass, like, hey, man.
Yeah, like,
you should watch that kid.
You don't think, we have a lawyer come out on liability issues.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are, like, you have,
dude,
they have
an asshole.
They have the exact same lines, talking about the lawyer and the liability issues.
But this is, like, these two movies are the epitome of it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Exactly. That's the perfect explanation for it. So... They go in the original. They actually go inside the shop, and you meet the lovable shopkeeper, Cad, and his name's Cad.
Yeah. I'm laughing at what we're about to talk about.
Oh Jesus! So he's sitting there and he's just rattling
on about his Shirley Temple glasses that some lady with Parkinson's knocked the fuck over.
Just going on about his old stories and. How they grab like a jar of fox piss, and he's like, "Oh, you don't want to drop that, otherwise you have all sorts of critters all over you don't even know about." He's just super friendly, super lovable. He's somebody that you could easily be friends with, no matter who you are.
Oh yeah.
And then they're like, "So what's the fox piss for?" And he goes, "Oh, that's for fox season." And you go, "What's the rifle for?" And he immediately, without skipping a beat, says, "Well, that's for N-word."
Just boom, and you're immediately like, my jaw dropped. I was just like,
you're just like, oh no,
wow.
But I liked Cat.
Right? I was like, I liked him so much. And do we want to talk about that now?
Yeah, no, just get it over with.
So
this is like a long joke, and I love it. It almost feels like the first one is like an.
It reminds me of like all the anticipation jokes that people do about Rocky Horror. They wait 3 months and then they'll come back and say patience.
Yes. But it's like it's almost, it feels like an homage to Sam Raimi.
Yeah, it really fucking does.
Sam Raimi's so good with like the comedic horror. So like, this is what it kind of feels like. So he says, this is This is for the N-words.
And then you see this.
So later, at the end of the movie, a group of black guys come through. Yeah. And they're walking into the shop, and you see
Cad go into the shop before them. And you're like, oh, we're about to see some racist shooting going on.
We're about to see some down Southern hospitality.
We're gonna see some hate crime. Is what I was thinking.
See some Tennessee love. So they grab the. He goes behind the counter, grabs the rifle, and they're walking in, and he goes, "Well, isn't that just shined up nice and pretty? Isn't that just like new right there? What's going on, my neck?" And they just clap up, and they're fucking dabbing up and just having fun, and like they're letting him say it, and having a great time with him.
Oh my god, it's so great! And then they go outside and they're playing that like water jug, moonshine jug music.
All having like a small little get together party out front, drinking the lemonade. No, it was a great.
Oh
scene,
god,
man.
it was fantastic. It was so fucking funny.
So yeah, they
favorite part of that movie.
Hands down, and that's such a great scene that's not in the remake.
No, because Cad's kind of a dick. Not a dick, but creepy.
But I don't know if that was Cad. They don't
specifically. It was supposed to. I guess
I think it was like meant to be Cad, but they don't explicitly say this is Cad at any point. So anyway, so they have they run through and they do he goes out back and he washes his hand in both movies. Yeah. They go inside the store to get their beer, and they leave. But before they leave, the character of Bert, who would be the fool in this movie, Bert has stolen a Snickers bar,
which I feel like Bert is kind of like how the comedian Bert Kreischer would be in real life in the first movie.
In the original, yes.
Yeah. In the second movie, he's a
nerd.
Jackass.
He's a nerdy jackass.
And he's talking about how he's going to miss Call of Duty, Minecraft, weed.
Yeah, he's going to miss all of his gameplay.
And then weed twice.
Weed twice, yeah. But it's just... it's just this complete separation. It's all because of casting on that part.
Oh god, it was so bad.
But so he steals the Snickers bar and he walks out and he's just hey. In the original, he's just like, hey, come on,
boy,
why would you go on and steal a Snickers bar from me? And he's just like, for the nougat.
And he's like, come on, give it back.
I'm sorry, it's all right. Go on, get out of here now.
Come on, man.
And like. It's cordial.
Yeah, everything in the first one's very civil.
Exactly, and it's not meant to be a horror portion, and you know that.
Yeah, it's like the second one tried to make everything horror.
Exactly, it tried to force everything to be scary. Yeah. So they in the second one, he's like, hey. Why do you think you can steal Snickers bar? Like just screaming at him for no reason, and then tells the entire group, "Get the fuck out of here, all of you!" And you're just like, "What, buddy?
Would you believe me if it was for the nougat? The what?
Yeah, like the what?
Even
you
that
sell
he was aggressive.
Snickers bars. Like you know what nougat is? Shut up." So,
God damn it! I know you know what's in a Snickers bar.
So yeah, it was just this weird aggression that's constantly through this movie. In the remake, it is just a constant aggression. So they go to this cabin. They're all getting settled in.
The cabin's a lot nicer in the second one. I would like to live in that cabin.
But honestly, I feel like it takes away.
It does.
Because it feels too modern.
It does. Yeah.
Like when you see
a cabin in the woods, you want to see almost dilapidated.
You want rustic living.
Yeah, you want to feel like this is a camping trip. Almost.
This was a paved road.
Yeah, paved road. Beautiful. It wasn't even. I wouldn't even call it a cabin. That was a 2-story house, dude.
Exactly.
It was a lake house.
It was a lake house. That's exactly what it was. It was a lake house. So they
immediate sex in the first one, like immediate.
Yeah, and it made sense because it's like, oh, we're finally alone. Let's get it in.
And that was some okay. This is it's definitely positive factor. In the first one.
Technically, both of them have the sex,
but the first one's awkward as shit.
Well, first one.
First of all, sex. What is the line that he says? I can't remember. It was like, "Oh my God, you're so fucking fuck,
so fucking beautiful. Oh, you're so fucking fit."
And then, oh yeah,
you're so fucking fit.
Almost as good as your tits are stupendous.
Yeah. So then he gets flipped over at some point.
Butt stuff is what I wrote.
And we don't know what kind of butt stuff.
No, because
there is some butt stuff.
Her arm goes down, but you also see her whole body thrust. It's like, okay.
He got penetrated, folks. That's all we know.
Happy Female Appreciation Day.
Exactly.
Yep. This is also the point where we find out that Bert has a gun.
Yes.
In the first one, because he goes outside and they're like, "What do you got that gun for?" He's like, "Hunting squirrels."
Yep.
Why are you hunting squirrels? Because they're gay.
There's a lot of. This is a sign of the times here. The gay jokes.
Yeah.
Like people calling things gay back then wasn't an issue.
Oh, dude, I remember this. All through fucking elementary school, you called everything gay.
Yeah, and it wasn't about calling them homosexuals. You're being gay. Stop it.
Yeah, exactly.
But so we went from the, because they're gay to he's just got a gun. Now, and this is another huge difference. It's
a hunting rifle
in the first one. It's just a 22. Would you say?
I'd say a 30-aught.
Something like that.
It was a lot louder than a 22.
It's just a rifle. It's a hunting rifle.
Yeah.
And the new one, it's a fucking AR.
Like custom. That's a good $1,500.
Fully automatic.
Yeah, illegal.
So that's a random switch over, because you could hunting rifles still exist.
Yeah,
everybody has hunting rifles. Like, why wouldn't you just have a fucking hunting rifle in this movie?
Yeah, and at least they could have kept in the fact that he was hunting squirrels.
Exactly. In this one, he was rolling around the forest, acting like he was playing Call of Duty
with a real gun.
Yeah. But before he gets here, we got to talk about the accidental discharge scene, because in the first one Bert is talking to Ryder Strong and the female Karen.
Yes.
And he's got the gun on his hip, aimed into the air.
Yeah.
He's like, it's just a BB gun, man. It's just gonna hunt some squirrel. And fires it off into the air. And they're like, holy, what the hell? In the second one, he's talking to Paul.
Yeah, this is...
And he's got his hand on the trigger, and he's just like, dude, it's not even an issue. And waves it out towards Paul, and then unloads...
Starting from, by his feet all the way up past...
Yeah.
What
I would say is a quarter clip.
Yeah, at least.
There is... In no universe did Paul get missed.
No. Especially with that spread pattern that motherfucker had going on.
Exactly. The only universe that he got missed was in the universe of this movie needing him to be the fucking hero.
Yeah. And once Paul walks away, he's like, Jesus, dude. Walks away and
says, just keep that thing away from me.
No, I'm taking that away from you.
No, I'm confiscating that in the lake.
Yeah, I don't care how expensive that was. It's nowhere near
exactly.
Anymore. And then as soon as he walks away, he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. Looks at him and goes, cool.
Yeah. What?
Fuck you, dude. You're a shitty friend.
And then he lights a fire, right then.
Okay, so the fire difference is a little bit weird, because in the first one, it's almost kind of cool. You could see that he's a cool guy, because he makes that pattern.
It's him being the college drunk jerk style, where he spreads.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
He's got the lighter fluid.
Yep.
And he sprinkles it around the outside of the
fire pit.
And
then throws the match down, and straight face the entire time he's just like, I just want to watch the world burn. Fuck.
And watches the trail happen of the fire going through, and it was like, okay, that's kind of a cool scene.
Yeah.
But also
he just walks the fuck away.
And he walks away, and later on it comes back because they're stomping out the fire.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's not in the fire pit, and there's just a bunch of dry leaves everywhere.
Yeah. In the second one,
he lights the fire pit.
Not only that, but he's doing it like
he's pissing,
pumping it and then pissing it.
He's doing it like it's his dick.
He's such an
awkward nerd,
awkward and juvenile. This is a grown ass man.
He's just uncomfortably weird about everything.
Yeah.
It's the nerd trope that nobody wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in the other one, he was that big, kind of aggressive, like you can see him doing a keg stand at any second kind of
right. Guy. And the second one is just like, anytime you look at him, he's playing Halo.
Exactly. So he goes out into the forest, and the first one he's picking squirrels off or trying to pick squirrels off.
Yeah.
And taking pisses into streams and
just drunk and having a good time with a hunting rifle.
Just out there having some fun.
Yeah. And nothing wrong.
And then he sees what he thinks is a gopher, I believe, or was it a beaver?
Some sort of small rodent.
Yeah.
Like.
And he sees it dash across in a trench and takes a shot at it and connects and doesn't realize and hears an ow, and it's the hermit from the first movie.
He gets out, and in the first one he's very lethargic because he's sick. He's like
exhausted.
You shot me, man. What the fuck?
In the second one, he is rolling around the forest, literally Ninja 3306, are you there?
Yeah, putting his finger in his ear like a fucking 8-year-old.
Exactly. Like he's literally jumping around the forest, acting like he's fucking in Call of Duty again, and firing fully automatic rifle around in the forest.
Yeah.
And then he hears an owl hoot.
Yeah.
Turns and fires blindly.
What the fuck?
And shoots the stranger.
Yeah. Yeah.
The hermit.
Yeah.
And this time, again, super aggressive. Understandably so. He's just been shot.
Yeah. And he's just like, you fucking shot me. What the fuck?
I need help.
Yeah.
I need a doctor. But then, so in the first one, he seemed sympathetic. He's like, oh my god, I'm so fucking sorry, man. I'm so fucking sorry. Dude, let me get you.
In the second one, he's just like, dude, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, in the second one, he was immediately pointing the gun at the guy to keep him away.
These kids are just dicks in the second one.
Exactly. And
in the first one, they're just kind of dumb.
It's all that nougat.
It's that nougat center.
That's the lack of the nougat. They needed the nougat. The nougat was what was going to keep them balanced. So they get they get the guy they run away from him in the forest, both of them, and they go back to the campsite where they're stomping out the fire.
Oh my god!
Which in the first one makes sense because it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
In the second one,
it was contained in the fire pit.
In the fire pit, and all of a sudden it was just out in the green grass.
And it looks like when they're stomping it out, the flames grow higher, and it looks like the ground is squishy, so it's like they're pressing on pedals
almost
for fucking propane juicers.
It doesn't look good at all.
And they've got propane squibs underneath the ground in this goddamn game.
Did you say propane squids?
Squibs.
Oh, squibs.
Yeah, like blood squirters.
I just had an image of a squid just like, I got propane.
I squirt propane and propane accessories.
I can hold 8 spatulas.
Squids have 7 tentacles, you dick.
Damn it. Shut up. Fucking octopus lover.
You're damn right.
So they move on, and they're having a campfire outdoors. And this is where
we can't forget about out of the friend zone bit.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So this is where I've got a huge problem with the actors themselves, because both of these scenes are shot relatively the same.
Yeah.
This isn't about a tone. This isn't about directing. This is about the actors themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The actor for Paul in both of these movies is supposed to be a guy in the friend zone. He's not.
You can see it in the beginning in the first one because he's really jealous of the two up front.
No, he's jealous of the two up front, and because she's using him as a pillow.
And then Bert comes over and leans his head on, and all I could think was, this is a total twist move. You would totally pull this shit on me.
That's Snuggles all day long. So he's so obviously in the friend zone.
Oh,
now.
Very much so. And they even talk about how long have we known each other?
Yes.
He's trying so hard to.
She's trying to get out of there. Get out of there so hard, and it's bad because I'm halfway rooting in both movies. I'm halfway rooting, just like, get out of there, buddy.
Come on, buddy.
You can do it.
And as soon as she kisses him, I'm like, he did it! He fucking did it!
But he didn't at the same time.
No.
So
immediately in
both movies, he gets the exact same word for word stuff, man. I'm serious. Gets the girl to kiss him, and then she wants it. By the way.
Oh yeah, she's like, have you ever just wanted to kiss somebody that you've known for so long
to see
if they're a good kisser or not?
Find out if they're a good kisser. And then they make out for a second, and then she
rolls
off
into the lake
and swims away.
I think that's an immediate. You suck at kissing.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
So
he's like, I thought we were kissing.
We were.
And what they didn't put in the second one was, so
are we on a date?
Do you like me now? And she's just like, dude, don't be gay.
It swims off. So, yeah, this is a problem with the actors on this part. You feel like with Ryder Strong, he's got that charisma about him.
He's awkward, but he's like a cool awkward.
You can tell he's got that like peaceful side of him that you see him easily being in the friend zone. This guy in the second, you just don't feel it.
No,
like you don't get that.
There was I didn't get any attachment to any of the characters in the second one.
Exactly, and they're just because there wasn't. Mm-mm. They didn't give you that ability because they were trying to keep up this constant creep factor.
Yeah, and it's like they didn't give you the time to love them because the movie just tried to progress.
Yes.
But they also lingered way too fucking long.
They linger on random things. So now we get to the bonfire.
Yes.
Where Eli Roth in the original makes his appearance in his own movie.
God, that goatee.
He's got a goatee, some straight up spiked hair, fucking Wayne Static.
Wayne Static is exactly what I thought. And I was just like, dude, if Wayne Static and the Slim Jim dude had a baby, it's Eli Roth.
That's fucking perfect. So yeah, it's a weird. Both of them are a weird startup.
They both have a dog named Dr. Mambo.
Dr. Mambo.
Dr. Mambo. Is he like a pediatrician or this?
So in the first one,
it's a girl that asks that.
It's the girl that asks in the first one. He goes,
no, he's just a dog. Faced.
You're just like,
what?
Okay.
I haven't heard that phrase used since like 1995.
So he got her with the face, and then like makes like this intense eyes at everybody, and then she's like,
"Okay, this is awkward."
No, he goes, it's a pretty choice bonfire you got there. One more.
You know, a couple of years ago, I tried to bring choice back.
I think it was choice. It was something along the lines of choice bonfire.
God, it was so bad.
And they were like, oh no, like we got
we're having a private conversation here
right now. And he goes, oh no, that's cool.
Then what am I gonna do with this big bag of weed?
I guess I'll just smoke this big bag of weed somewhere else. Whoa!
That's when they all turn into Sik.
So in the remake, he comes up and he's just as creepy, a little bit creepy right off the bat, and he's just like, "What's going on, guys?"
Kind of looks like if Frankie Muniz grew a beard. He's like so much shorter, a little bit chunkier, and a full beard.
He looks like if Shia LaBeouf never got famous.
Shia LaBeouf's famous?
Jesus.
That's a rip. I don't care. What's he gonna do? Scream at me?
Put a bag over his head.
Oh.
So anyway, so he comes through and he's like just does pretty much the same thing. He's just like, it's Dr. Mambo. Like all of his words are like, drug out a little longer to make him creepier for no reason.
Yeah. And then I want to talk about this. He pulls out the bag of weed. And in the first one, it's believable as weed. In the second one, that clump of muffin bullshit is not weed.
Yeah, that looked like they rolled brownies up.
Like they made green brownies?
Sprinkled oregano over the rolled turd brownies.
Yeah, no, that looked like horse shit. That was that looked like literal, like they mucked some stalls and threw that in a bag.
So in this, they invite him to the bonfire.
Yeah.
And this is where the huge difference comes in.
Yeah.
In the new one, he is so creepy about everything he says.
Even when he says that he's gonna come back, he's just like,
it's the way he's looking at everybody.
Yeah.
It's this like weird kind of rapey vibe. Like it always makes you. It just makes you uncomfortable.
This whole movie, I felt physically dirty.
Yeah, it just makes you uncomfortable, and not in like a good horror tension way.
No, I want to feel good. I don't want to feel. I want to feel creeped out, but I don't want to feel disgusting.
Exactly.
I felt like I was about to watch like a really bad snuff film.
Yeah, and this is the thing with horror is that you need levity.
Yeah.
In times, you need levity. Yeah. Because it gives you a sense of peace.
Yeah.
It gives you a resting point of comfort. Yeah, it's a great way to let yourself feel that safety net to let your nerves die down a little bit before it ramps back up into the tension, and that's not in this new movie.
No.
It's not in this remake.
Around this time, though.
So yeah, this is. But I just want to real quick because he calls his name's Grimm, and Eli Roth, the director Eli Roth is playing Grimm in the original. Yeah, and he's like, "No, man, I'm just a cool skater guy. Like, so I don't even."
I was practicing for the X Games.
Just working on the X Games, you know. Oh yeah, I did that. It was 5 days of drinking. It was good party times.
Yeah,
and then it was like, oh man, storms rolling in. He's just like, oh yeah, well I better get going. I got about
$4,000 worth of gear.
It's gonna get ruined.
And in the second one, he's like, it'll be about $4,000 worth of gear, but I'll be back.
I'll be back.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I hope not.
And he's just like eyeing everybody creepily. Yeah. So they go in and they have a quick discussion. It's this weird like masturbatory discussion about a girl using
which the bowling alley story during the fire pit is really fucking good in the first one.
Yeah, and they show flashbacks. Which
yeah.
Actually, bit of trivia here, that one of the members is Eli Roth's brother. These smiling headed.
Of course it is.
Is Eli Roth's brother.
I wonder if he's just like, dude, my brother always smiles. Let's add him into that shit.
So, the guy from the woods has come knocking at the door and knocks on the door, and they open the door and it's him, and they're like, oh shit. And
yo, you look nasty.
Like, he looks just rough as hell, looks worse than he did before, and this disease is eating at him.
Yeah.
And he goes and gets in the car when they shut him out, and he is throwing up in the car, and blood is hitting the windows, and they come out with bats, and here's a big separation in the two movies again. You have the first original movie where they're swinging and shooting at the guy, trying to scare him off. Yeah. Bert is kind of like just firing but doesn't know where to fire. And
so he shoots the car.
He shoots the truck.
Yeah.
And then Paul has the baseball bat after he gets out. And
it's just a big swing and a miss.
Swings at the guy. The guy ducks. He hits the car. Swings again. Guy moves. Hits the car again. Finally hits him. And then he walks towards the girls, and they spray him in the face with like mace
hairspray
or maybe like a kitchen product
Raid or something. Yeah.
And then Paul's over again with a piece of lumber that's on fire from the fire pit.
Yeah, from the fire pit this time.
And catches his arm on fire accidentally, and then he lights a blaze and runs off into the woods.
Yeah, and it was all more like they were looking out for themselves. It was self-defense. Yeah. In the second one, it's just straight outright murder.
It feels more murdery.
Because they purposefully... Well, first of all, Paul is just hitting the car.
He's just swinging at the windshield.
Yeah.
The guy's in the car, and he's just like, swing, swing, swing at the windshield, beating the hell out of the windshield.
And Bert is just shooting the shit out of that car.
With the fully automatic rifle.
Like, you're like, what the fuck,
What are you doing? Like, this makes no sense. And then the guy gets out, and Marcy douses him.
But Jeff goes inside to grab a piece of wood out of the fireplace. Like, he had a set mission on what he was going to grab.
Exactly. And Marcy douses him in lighter fluid.
Yeah.
This guy whose skin is peeling off already.
Yeah, that stings.
Douses him in lighter fluid, and just like a lot of lighter fluid. A lot
of it, yeah.
And then they're all standing there like, oh man, because he's pulled his shirt apart and is like, help me. And then like he drops the fire, the log that's on fire, which lights this guy ablaze, and he runs off into the woods.
Yeah, and you're just like, wow, y'all just blatantly killed this fucking dude.
It felt so much more like murder in this one.
Yeah,
where the first one felt more like an accident.
Yeah.
So then they're trying to get some help. They go to a farm where there's a girl slaughtering a pig. Find out that the guy they lit on fire is their cousin. It's her cousin.
Yeah. And the pigs are sick. So obviously something's going on.
Something is going on.
Animals.
They show the guy. This is an important part. They show the guy dead in the reservoir. In the first one. And
they don't in the second one.
And it shows that, okay, this is where the sickness is coming from.
Yeah.
It's off because they show the reservoir and they show the pipes that lead up, and then they show her drinking, getting a glass of water. Karen getting a glass of water.
In this one, they just show the pipes.
They just show the pipes, and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, if you had never seen the first movie, it would just be a confusing shot.
You would get that it's coming from the water, but you
kind of got to put two and two together.
You really got to you don't know okay, well, what's it coming from?
Yeah.
This one it's obvious okay, it starts with the dog, then it goes to the hermit. The hermit gets into the water, and the water's contaminated.
And you only find that out later in the second movie when somehow Henry's still alive.
Yeah, and attacks
Paul.
Which you're just like, how are you still alive?
Jason
you were
Voorhees.
Shot. Your skin's falling off. You were burned alive.
Yeah, you've been sitting in this lake decomposing for 3 days
with your face down in the water. How? Okay, whatever.
It's so stupid.
It's bad.
Yeah.
So they're while they're away, the police show up.
No, the policeman and
the deputy.
Yeah,
the deputy shows up in both movies. Deputy shows up. First one, Deputy Winston.
I wrote down that he reminds me of Dewey.
Oh my god, that's fucking perfect. I love that. I can see that so much right now. Holy shit.
Right, he looks just like him.
But he is just this stoner kind of party guy,
He seems like that guy in high school that said he was a party guy.
Exactly.
But really wasn't.
But he's just like
the kid who also wore half-cut gloves.
Yeah. But he sees like the carnage that happened, and he's just like, I'll make a report, man. Don't worry about it. I got you. You're the party man. You got to keep the party going.
And I love that he's also wearing like a skateboard helmet and rides away on a bike.
Yep. He is not a good deputy.
No, he is. In the first one,
It seems like it's a part-time job for a high school kid.
I'm a special deputy.
So he's on the bike. He gets off and he's like talking to the guy, and he's just like this party guy that loves partying and weed and girls and just that's all it is.
And then Karen comes outside.
He's kind of creepy at first, but at the same time, you get this feeling like
he just wants to belong.
He wants more friends, and he just wants to know where the party is constantly. Yeah. In the second one, in the remake,
it's a woman.
Winston is a woman with a scar for no damn reason.
Not only that, let's talk about the car versus where she's actually from.
Oh, yes, I found a thing. Okay, so she says.
She's from Bunyan County.
I'm a deputy from Bunyan County Sheriff's Department, and on the car that she drove up in, it is from Akamas County. It is on the car, not Bunyan County. Akamas County.
This woman stole a cop car.
She's a liar.
She didn't even get the bike.
I bet that bitch got the nougat.
She looks like Ted Nugent's fucking stepdaughter is what she looks like. She's a mess.
It was Winston Nougat?
Well, no, in this one, her last name is Winston. In the first one, his first name is Winston.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, and his actual name, I caught this, is Winston Bunyan.
Maybe it was a little homage.
Little nod.
All right,
yeah.
so.
But still, the car didn't match.
Yeah.
No excuse.
So in this one, Winston is rapey.
Incredibly so.
Like, she is,
for both like, men and women.
She is coming straight onto him in just the most provocative voice. Just like, you're my party man, aren't you? Yeah, you're just my big party man. Yeah. You're just like, oh, I don't...
You love to party with the ladies.
I don't feel comfortable.
And when Karen comes out, she's like, it's okay, sugar. You go back inside. Pop open another 40. And then she goes back in and she's just like, God damn, she is hot.
Yeah, sweet Georgia peach right there, isn't it? You just, come on.
I'm just sitting there going, what
like she's biting her lip the whole time.
It's the only somewhat like lesbian erotic scene that didn't turn me on ever.
It's weird. It's like she is hot.
Yeah.
But the way she's acting is not attractive.
No. Not at all.
It's a weird scene, man.
Even my pervy ass would have walked away like, nope, fuck this hoe.
Yeah. So Karen was, after this whole thing, Karen's distraught. She drinks some water from Paul. That gives her. Paul comes up, gives her some water. This is in both movies.
Yep.
Then they're trying to clean the car and get it fixed up, and the dog, Dr. Mambo, comes around, and this is one where I think it's more of an effects thing. This back in 2002 when the first Cabin Fever was made.
You can't really put makeup on the dog.
They didn't have those kind of CGI abilities.
Second one, the dog was fantastic.
They really did good with the dog. I will give this to this one. They put work onto that dog and showed a progression of sickness.
They showed a better progression in the sickness in the second one than they did in the first one. I'll give them that.
And it's just that I don't know if it's just that or if it's just like, they just don't have the abilities back in the day, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, no, it was impressive. I will give it that. And they shoot towards the dog, scare it off. And then we get to...
The cuddling?
Paul goes into the room where Karen's laying down because she's trying to rest.
We kind of disagree on this one because I feel like Paul was super creepy in the first one because to me, she's still asleep.
So what happens is she gets into bed with her. Mm-hmm. He gets into bed with her at her behest.
Yeah.
She's like, get in bed, and like he gets in, cuddles with her, and they fall asleep for a bit. He wakes up first and kind of like comes over top of her and like kisses her a little bit. Right. And she reciprocates. This is where I come from on this part.
She didn't reciprocate it in the first one. He only kissed her forehead and then starts rubbing her face.
Yeah, like moving the hair away from her face, but she's moving and turning with it.
See, but my girl does that in her sleep. If I kiss her cheek, she's gonna smile and pull me closer.
I know but to me, it's like the reactions that she was giving were more accepting and more consenting.
I can see it. Anything. It just felt weird to me.
I can see where some people it would feel weird.
Yeah.
And I'm by no means am I condoning unconsented sex.
No.
For the love of God, guys, ask if you feel even slightly uncomfortable or you feel like it's even ballpark wrong. Ask the fucking question.
And no means no.
At any point, no means fucking no. But to me, it was like they were, starting to get into something. And he felt, from earlier they were making out. Now they're cuddling in bed. They've been through this traumatic thing. And, he's kissing her and rubbing her gently and stroking her body. And at no point did she ever say no. And it was obvious that at some point she came to.
Right. Yeah. And then he starts moving that hand south.
Starts playing a little wicked DJ.
Yeah, but and she's just like, oh fuck yeah, I'm biting her lip, and this is where I'm like, okay, she's come to now, and shut up. Did you really? No, that was an accidental pun. No pun was intended. I'm so sorry. Oh, where's a mirror? Sick, don't you start. But The subtitles in this part are just
and this
gold.
is the original. So he's going and going and going, and all you see, like you hear it. You hear it too.
It sounds like when you walk through a hallway after when it's raining.
It sounds like you step on wet carpet. That's what it sounds like. But it's like all it says is squishing.
And that's such an it's like one of those words like moist or something like that create that little bit of a response in the back of your head where you're just like don't.
Moist. This cake is so moist.
These cookies so moist.
This podcast is making me moist.
I'm feeling a little dewy.
And we've lost all of our listeners. All right, we're alone now.
All right. Good hanging with you, folks.
Yeah. So anyway,
squishing.
So he's going down there playing a little two-finger diddle action, and he pulls his fingers back and realizes they are covered in blood.
Blood and just gunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't look like flesh in the original. It just looked like gunk.
Pulls the sheet back and sees that her legs and crotch area are just covered in blood and marks.
So in the first one, it's just the one leg, but there's a gash the size of a fucking softball in there, man. Like there's a whole. You could fit your fist inside that gash in her leg, dude. It was
serious fisting.
Fuck you.
So yeah, they go on. This is in both movies. Pretty much the same thing happens, and he freaks out, runs, gets the crew.
Yeah.
They shut the door on her.
Well, Bert freaks the fuck out.
Yeah.
In the first movie. In the second movie,
He
it
freaks
seems
out
like
also, but there's no way because he
had no motivation in this scene.
Well, no, he's physically supposed to be holding the group back.
No.
In the second one and the first one. And in the first one, he's got the size to hold the group back.
Dude's the size of a refrigerator in the first one.
Dude is built like a linebacker in the first one. And holds everybody back, shuts the door, and just like gets everybody to calm the hell down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, actually, Ryder Strong calms him down.
Because he's like, no, fuck this. She's fucking sick.
Hey, man, Bert. Calm down, man. And then in the second one, he sits here and he goes like, he stops. He's like, no, everybody's no, man, we can't go in there. And she's like screaming for Paul, and he's trying to fight through. Yeah. And Bert is somehow like this skinny, scrawny guy is able to push 3 people out. And you
could see in the second one, you could see they're holding back.
They have to. He weighs like $150 soaking wet.
Yeah.
Like
what? And this isn't like Cabin in the Woods where the skinny dude is fucking ripped.
Fuck! I still can't believe that shit.
God damn, he's gorgeous.
So he pushes everybody back and they lock her in the room. And they check each other and make sure nobody else is infected. Mm-hmm. And then they take her and put her into a shed.
Yeah.
Out back. Or out front, I guess.
Yeah. Put her in her own little she shed.
And she's pissed. She's pissed at everybody.
Yeah. In the first one, it seems a little bit more so. In the second one, it's just kind of like... Hey.
I can't believe you guys.
Yeah. Like in the first one, she's like smoking a cigarette. And she's like... Don't want to get everybody sick.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
it's salt.
Oh,
like
she's salty as fuck.
So, they move on, and they're, this is when everybody starts kind of doing a little infighting. I figured out that Marcy gets sick when she eats her chili. She makes dinner for everybody that nobody else touches except for her. Right. So they don't really show her doing it, but she kind of goes without saying.
This is also where Bert
drinks
the water, and they're like, "Oh, you lost the bet," because earlier they made that bet that he would only drink beer for the weekend.
Yep.
And
in the first one, he was pissed.
Like, "Fuck!
Like, oh, damn it! Oh shit!"
Second one, he's like, "What?" And they're just like, "Oh, never mind.
Don't worry about it."
Just gloss over that? Like the fuck? It made
was
it awkward.
Kind of an interesting plot point that you just like skip out on in the second one.
Yeah.
So, they fix the truck, and they're going to get Karen into it to get to the doctor.
Yes.
And In the first one, she pukes into the truck.
Yeah. Second one, no.
Second one, she pukes on the sidewalk.
But according to Jeff,
they've infected the whole truck in both of them somehow. And I'm like, no. No, they didn't.
No.
And this is where we find out Bert is infected. He sees his infection start showing on his body.
This is where you kind of brought it up to me.
Yeah, so...
in the first one, it's sex.
And this was from... Eli Roth had said that this was him and kind of death and sex are intertwined.
Right.
Because he finds the wound towards his crotch in the original. Finds it right next to his junk, and that's where we find out from Karen, because he fingers her and see it there. Yeah. And later on, it's spread through sex, and it continues on from there.
Yeah.
Everybody finds it towards their genitals at some point. Or gets it from sex. Yeah. So in this one, it's just on his wrist, and he's just coughing up blood. So it's a huge disconnect between like the message from Eli Roth. Yeah. You know, and it's those little things, those little details that you love to like think about on the side that you're not getting. And even if you
don't really think about it while you're watching it, subconsciously you're grasping that.
Exactly. But I mean, plus, like, there's nothing worse than thinking about some dick rot.
Oh, God. Man, no, that's a huge... Dude, think about my torpedo falling off, man. It's just like a fucking nope.
I don't... If I fucking, like, have a too hard of a pee in the morning, I'm checking myself. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Just like, oh, God, that feels like gravel.
Not now. I've done so well.
Oh, wait, no. I drank tequila last night.
Thank God, no. Oh, Jesus. So,
speaking of things that burn...
Well, hang on.
Yeah.
We're going to get there. We're not there yet. So, Bert dips out. Bert, they decided...
like, I'm taking her to a doctor.
I'm going to go get a doctor, man. Fuck it, I'm just going to get a doctor. Because they find out that he's sick. Yeah. So he shuts the door and drives off.
Blasts out of there.
And the second one, he's just like, I'm going for help. And just like...
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like he cares about anybody else.
No, he just wants to get himself fixed.
So it was interesting. It was it's a small thing again, but it's just like these little things that constantly get in the way.
Yeah, and at this point,
you try to force the horror and it doesn't work.
And Jeff, at this point, in the first movie, very much so continuously a germaphobe.
Yeah, he's always got a white rag that he's got over his mouth.
Grabs his beer and goes, fuck you all, you can all rot. I'm out of here, dude. I'm staying healthy.
He makes it a point through the entire movie that he's only going to drink beer. Yeah. And he's not drinking anything else, so he grabs 2 6-packs and dips. And he tells everybody, like, no, I don't want anybody to get sick. I don't want to get sick. But you guys insist on keep touching her body, and now you got her blood all over you, and I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm bye. No. And just dips out.
In the second one, he's just like a dick.
But he says the exact same words again.
But
the way he's saying it, it's that little bit of difference.
I told you, motherfuckers, I didn't want this. Now you can both rot for all I fucking care.
And he doesn't have the rag, so he doesn't seem like he's genuine about it. No. He's just being a jackass.
He just saw something gross and now he's taking off.
He even threw up.
Yeah, he threw up. So, I mean, there's that, but that's it.
So, this is when the speech happens from Marcy saying that...
The plane.
It feels like you're on a plane that's just going down and all you want to do is
fuck the
guy next to you. And then Paul has just given up on Karen and is just deep dicking some Marcy.
And, okay, forgiving on the second movie, Karen is hot, bro.
Yeah, she
is. Hot. I got a girlfriend. My girlfriend's hotter, but hot, bro.
So, in the first movie, they don't do this in the second one. In the first movie, he goes, whoa, we're not going to use a condom?
Yeah.
And then has sex, and that's how the transmission happens.
Yeah.
Which is great because he actually, when he has sex with her, after takes a bottle of fucking Listerine, dumps it on his dick as he's taking a piss.
Burn so bad, and I'm just sitting there going, I've had sex several times with women I'd never had sex before. Not once have I looked at a bottle of Listerine and gone, that'll freshen it up.
Minty fresh. I'm just...
And at first I thought it was like a bottle of whiskey or something.
I kind of thought it was
liquor
to Listerine. It says it nice and clean on the front label.
Listerine. And I was like, just a side of fucking Purell.
Fuck, Jesus Christ. I kind of, like, I felt for him.
Yeah, and you even hear him go, ha.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, you better fucking ha hoo, or you got no feeling down there. So, they've had sex, and then during the sex scene, you actually see him drag his fingers on her back. And
was that in the first one too?
No, it's in both.
Okay.
He drags the fingers across the back, and you see the marks happen across her back, and you know that Marcy's infected as well.
Yo.
And she's like, "Geez, you really tore my back up." And then she goes to take a shower or take a bath.
Bath.
And this is an infamous scene, man. This scene is just.
I feel for this poor girl, man.
And in the first one, it is much more brutal
than
in the second one. Because the second one is jump cutted and not as drawn out.
It's just gory.
It's kind of gory, but it's also jump cut with other things that are happening in the world.
Yeah.
So the second one is jump cut with Paul. He's gone to find Jeff, finds the reservoir in which the body is still alive and attacks him.
Yeah.
And he now drowns the guy. Murder.
Which in the first movie, he sees him while he's on this wooden thing.
He's still looking for Jeff in the first one. Sees a body in a body of water. Realizes it's the reservoir,
and then falls on top of.
So he falls on. Sik has a hard time watching this one. Falls on top of the body because the ladder he's on breaks away because it's an old ladder.
I have a thing about decomposing bodies and falling onto that. I don't like it.
Is he gonna?
Like, decomposing is cool.
Splashing right on him.
But splashing right on it is just, ew. Just fucking gross.
just like hugging up on him.
Shut the fuck up.
Really getting face to face with him. Swallowing a little bit down.
Dude, I fucking hate you.
Oh, man. Getting it all up in your nostrils. Really deep smell.
Alright, let's move the fuck on. You nasty bastard.
So in the original he was dead, but in the second one this leg shaving scene is constantly jump cut, so it's flashing back and forth between, and you don't really get that tension built up.
No. And in the first one she
shaves
knows that it's there.
Yeah.
And she's just shaving over it and crying.
In the first one she shaves her good leg first.
Yes.
And nothing happens. And then she switches legs.
Yeah.
And she goes to shave this one, she takes a strip. And she takes the second strip, and you see the discoloration. Yeah. And she takes the third strip.
You see the gashes.
And you see like a small gash.
Yeah.
And just where she starts really starting to cry, and then she just takes a real fast strip with the razor, and you hear that as it drags across the skin, and blood starts pouring, and she's got blood pouring.
I feel so much for that girl at that moment, dude. I was just like, damn, you poor thing.
And this movie was back in 2002, and I watched this with my wife, and she's never seen this before.
Oh, God.
And we rewatched this scene.
I can only imagine her reaction.
She was just like, and like to be able to be like a movie from the 2000s era, 2002, and to be able to elicit such a strong response. Oh yeah, that's a sign of a good scene.
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah.
So in the other one, she does it. But because it's been jump cut so much, and because it's not that constant.
You don't get
like
that same effect.
It's there wasn't the same like strip up the leg, starting to see it. It was just like one strip, two strips, and just balls deep into it.
Yeah.
It wasn't. There was no build up. There was no tension. There was no.
So and then her nipple falls off for reasons.
Falls off, and she's just holding her nip.
Yeah. Just a pierced nipple in her hand.
So in the new one, she just pierced nipples, just holding it in her hand, and she like walks out of the out of the house,
bleeding out of every orifice.
Her bits are just rotted away.
Yeah,
and
fuck, that evolved quickly.
Yeah, she drops to her knees and looks up, and the dog is right in front of her.
And this dog at this point is just gnarly, dude.
The dog's effects are golden in this.
And in the first one, it's just the dog's angry.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's more like Old Yeller than anything.
So it was a fun little thing in the new one with the dog. I will say that I will give that movie this, is that dog is fucking dope. Fuck yeah. So, but she like eggs the dog on, like just like, come on, get me, do it, fucking do it. It's go reminiscent of some Arnold Schwarzenegger and Predator. Come on, kill me. Give me now!
You ugly motherfucker!
Mandatory Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation. So yeah,
get to the cabin.
So Marcy's the first death, you know, and it kind of it actually follows the Cabin in the Woods. The whore dies first.
Yeah. Oh, it does, doesn't it?
There you go.
But the virgin dies.
Nope. Virgin dies last. Virgin would be Ryder Strong.
Oh, yeah.
He's the good boy. He is what would be considered the virgin in this movie.
Oh, damn. And I was thinking Blondie.
Nope.
Damn.
Because she even said, like, she kissed one of the neighbor boys. And I think she would be more considered the scholar.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so too.
So she anyway, the dog is attacking the shed.
Yeah.
At this point, and
Paul runs up.
Paul runs up and sees the dog is getting after.
He now has the gun. In both movies, he now has the gun.
Yes. In the first movie, I like how they did it because he opens the shed, dog is eating out of her insides, and the dog runs after him. Yeah. And he scrambles backwards, and that's because the gun was leaning up against the stump. Yeah. And he's scrambling, and it's a big scene of tension.
Grabs it last second, boom, and just
finally grabs the dog.
Yeah.
And the new one, he's got the AR already.
Yeah. Points at him and shoots him 3 fucking times. Yeah.
So, and then they see Karen.
God, I hated this scene in the second one.
The original, Karen turns over, her face is rotted away to where it's just her teeth and gums.
Yeah.
And it's just this blank stare. She couldn't beg for help if she wanted to. And her stomach was being eaten out by the dog.
Yeah, she's done. He knows that she's done.
So he takes a shovel and just bashes her head in because I think this was because he was out of bullets. Yeah, yeah. So that's what happens in the original, and it's a great scene, and it's a fade to red shot too. So it's it's just a great shot.
Oh yeah.
In the new one,
garbage.
What the shit,
dude? It's
unnecessary.
Murder. No, he stabs her in the mouth with the shovel.
Yeah, so she takes the shovel.
She's begging, Chelsea grin.
She's begging for death.
Yeah.
She said, "Please kill me. Just please kill me."
Yeah.
And he takes the shovel, stabs downward, and hits her in the mouth. Like puts the
splits her cheek
in her mouth.
Yeah, giving her this Chelsea grin. And I love brutality, but this was just unwarranted.
This is supposed to be a mercy kill. Yeah. That's the problem. And she goes, "Try again." Saying try again. Like,
so he douses her in fucking gasoline.
Pours fucking gasoline on her and lights her on fire. What the fuck?
Dude, and you can hear her screaming in pain, in absolute agony. And you're just like, dude, you're a dick.
Because he pulled the trigger and he was out of ammo. And I'm like, you could have just
use the butt of the gun.
Use the butt of the gun. Hit her with the shovel. Find any other tool that's probably
never
in
watch
that
Platoon?
So in the before this happened, Bert was on his way back and gets to the gas station and is bitten by the child Dennis in both movies, which will it's It's a weird scene. Either movie, it's a weird scene. So the shop owner both times comes out and says, you've infected my boy pretty much, and now we've got to cut the infection off at the source.
Yeah,
and he's going to kill you guys.
So he gets the fucking box.
Which this is another one of those things of you're trying to force the horror.
Yeah, because in the first one he's like, boy, I'm sorry, but I gotta do this.
Like, I gotta do what I gotta do. This is the locals killing out of obligation more than in the second one where they're chasing him down and
they're like happy to kill this dude.
They're laughing, just having fun, smacking into his
Firefly family kind of vibe coming off of them.
But it's just like this backwoods local murder scene. Yeah. And it's just like, dude, there's no need for it.
No.
You can make horror without forcing horror.
Yeah.
And so they get him, and Paul finishes killing Karen, and from behind Bert spills in from the woods, and
this is where now Paul has snapped.
Yes.
He's ready to kill fucking anything that moves.
In the original, they pull Bert into the house. Bert's got the rifle.
Yeah.
And he's like, they come to the door and they open the door, the locals, and they're like, and he's just like, fuck you, motherfucker, and they shoot him with the shotgun.
Yeah. Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome though.
And the fool is the third to die.
Yep.
So they shoot, they shoot him. And then in the first one, he comes around and pops him in the face with something, and he chokes on his own blood, I think is what happened.
Yeah.
But as he falls back, he
shoots the shotgun and shoots the shop owner.
Shoots the shop owner. Yeah. And then he comes out with a screwdriver and just, bam, stabs it in the first one's ear.
Yeah. Who's fiddling around with this box, and you just want to know what the fuck's...
They never tell you what that box is. They never tell you what that box is.
What's in the box?
It was nougat.
God, if only like in 7, he opens up the box, he goes, "What the fuck? It's nougat."
It's a Snickers. What the fuck? So, in the remake, Bert falls out and he's like, "They're coming, man! The locals!" And he just gets blown away
into his eyeball.
there. Just right then and there gets shot, and Paul falls back, and he's got the AR, and they're like, no, because he pulls the trigger because he did it earlier.
This is a stupid fucking
where
scene.
He's out of bullets because he couldn't kill Karen with the gun because he was out of bullets.
And then Fenster, the fast one, is just like, got the safety off, boy.
You got the safety on, man. You gotta shut it off. And he goes, "Thank you." Flips the safety, and all of a sudden he's got magic bullets.
Yeah, because he ran out of fucking bullets.
He ran out of bullets shooting the dog. That's why he wasn't able to mercy kill Karen. Yeah. And now he's got bullets. So he shoots them. Should be out of bullets. Kills all of them. And then this is where there's another difference. Grimm is not shown in the remake.
No, what happened in the first? Grimm? He's like split in half. He sees his legs and thinks that it's Jeff's legs.
Yeah.
Looks over and he sees the top half of Grimm just laying there.
Split into half.
And I loved it. The maggots in his ear and shit. I was just like, dude, that's fucking rad.
So on the way back, in the original, Paul is driving the truck owned by the locals and hits a deer, which flailing his leg.
Oh my god! Deer, it's such a Sam Raimi moment.
And the legs are like inches from his face. Like
it kind of reminded me of the moose from fucking Evil Dead. The way that it moved.
So he reaches down, gets a shotgun, blows this deer out of the window
into the street, and it just falls like a sack of wires and stuffed animal fluffing. Like the first time we talked about a deer on this show was made out of balloons. This one is made out of wood. And it's so stiff immediately.
Which, I mean, at least this one, it acted like it would have acted. It would have gone through the fucking windshield.
Yeah.
And in the remake, however, Both of them notice that they're
sick.
They're sick, and that's what distracts them. Yeah. And then in the remake, however, he realizes he's infected, and then just gives the fuck up on driving and drives right into a goddamn tree.
Yeah.
He sees the tree, doesn't try to slow down, he just doesn't try to turn the fucking wheel, it's just like, that's my tree. That's my tree right there.
And then, like, for no reason whatsoever,
90s action
the radiator
style
sparks, which that doesn't fucking happen.
90s action style explosion on this fucking truck.
Like, he goes forward, everything
explodes into flame. And then they're both walking through the woods and find a party where Winston
is chilling.
You
motherfucker! You said you'd have the tow truck.
In the first one, he's kind of chill about it though. He's just like, Winston,
what the hell?
What the hell happened to the tow truck, Winston? And Winston, the guy, is just like, oh my god, the party man, dude, I'm so sorry.
I had to grab the tow truck for the tow truck.
Yeah, the tow truck just fucking broke down. I had to get do you need a ride, man? He goes, yeah, man.
A ride would be nice.
Would be really nice. And then they in the remake, it's he shows up and just super aggressive.
What the fuck,
Where the fuck was the tow truck, Winston? Where the fuck was the tow truck? And she's like, oh, fucking okay on both of you. Like, chill.
Calm the fuck down.
So they get a radio call from station saying that shoot them on sight, pretty much. They're killing people.
Yeah, and they've got
sick. An infectious disease. Shoot them on sight. And
in the first one, he's like, "Oh, I have it in my."
The gun is in the car because he's at a partying it up with this big group of college kids.
Fucking kill him, dude!
They're like, "Fucking kill him!" And the guy from the side takes a swing, with his guitar at Ryder. Ryder ducks it. Hits the guy off to the side that was playing the harmonica, which gets lodged in his throat and starts coughing up blood to a tune. And
he even hits the guy because I don't know if he really knocks him out, but he does something to Winston that just lays him the fuck out.
Oh, no, Winston goes down because he's checking on. He's like, you fucked up the party, man. What the hell? And he looks down and he goes, sorry about that, Winston.
Boom.
And knocks him out.
Yeah, and then harmonica guy falls next to him.
Yeah.
So great. It's just great.
We'll just finish off with the original now.
Yeah.
Because there's big differences now.
Oh, yeah.
So he goes out and stumbles into a road. A truck. He's trying to wave down cars, and a truck is coming from behind him, and he just collapses into the street. And the truck stops and picks him up, drops him off in front of the hospital. Just drops him, which is great.
Just one dude in a wheelchair is out there like, the fuck, dude?
Yeah. So he gets into they put him into the hospital, and they get him onto a gurney, and they try to interrogate him a little bit.
See the bunny.
They realize, okay. So there's a random bunny in the hospital.
Very Shining-esque.
There's a random bunny in the hospital. Like, as he's passing, he looks into one of the rooms, and there's a bunny feeding the guy pancakes.
Yeah. Oh,
there
he was feeding him pancakes.
Whenever Dennis bites Bert, the second time at the gas station, he screams, "Pancakes! Pancakes!" in both movies and runs and bites him.
Yeah.
And
with his sweet ass ninja skills.
This is a weird little homage in the original of this is where the pancakes come from or something.
This is where the bunny mask comes from.
This is the pancake.
Yeah.
But in the credits, I don't know if you caught this or not. The bunny is given a
role,
a thing. He is credited. It says the Bunny Man, credited as "We will never tell."
Oh, I love Eli Roth so goddamn much.
That's such a good thing.
And at this point, we see the redneck cop.
Yeah, so the doctors are telling the cop, the next county over is the only hope this kid's got. And he goes, all right, well, you load him into the car and we'll take care of him.
Yeah, really throws him in the car with Winston.
Throws him in the back of the car with Winston, and Winston takes him out and dumps him in the fucking
he's like, nah, I ain't got water, man, but I got beer.
So he dumps him in the woods, and that's where he's left Ryder to die.
Yeah.
And now this is where we see Jeff. Jeff has come out of hiding and comes back to the cabin, sees everybody dead, sees all these bodies everywhere, and he's like, oh my god, all my friends are dead. I can't believe it. And he's sad at first, and then he's like, I made it. Oh my god, I fucking made it. I'm fucking alive.
Steps outside. Yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 cops just unloading clips into this dude, man.
And I'm just like, holy fuck.
And they take all the bodies and put them into a pile and light the fire, light it on fire. And that's pretty much the end. Yeah. Like they show kids going down and getting lemonade from the river, which is where Ryder's body is. Yep. And this is how you get to the scene at the gas station where you see Kat again. And that's how the original ends. And it was a great little funny ending, a lighthearted ending that left it open to more chaos. But the remake... The
second one was just fucked up.
So she decides for some reason not to shoot him, even though she's got gun drawn on him. Decides not to shoot him, tells him, road is this way, man. Like, just get to the road. He goes, this is what we're gonna fucking do, you fucking bitch. Like, you're gonna tell me where the road... You're gonna meet me back at the cabin. I'm gonna go find a doctor. And he goes, alright, party, man. Road is that way. Sends him into the woods, and he's just lost in the woods. And then that's it. That's the end of him. That's it. Yeah. That's how he dies. He's just slumped up against a fucking stump at the end of the movie. Yeah. And then Jeff comes out.
I don't know why they did this.
Finds the cabin, laughing, happy that he's made it again. Yeah. And then notices on his palm that he's infected. And then just gets shot by Winston.
Yeah.
Winston snipes him.
Yeah, with a it's a sniper rifle.
It was just this weird, just like, what the fuck? Like, it's not, again, unnecessary.
Yeah, incredibly so.
Completely 100% unnecessary.
And that's it.
Yeah, it was this weird thing, man. Like, it was so crazy.
You see the kid Dennis roll up on Ryder's or Paul's dead body.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yep. That's it. A little bit of trivia for you. When filming a particularly bloody scene, Ryder Strong decided to go for a walk in the woods between setups. Covered head to toe in blood, he happened upon a group of 35 schoolgirls who were on a field trip. This girl screamed at the sight of this blood-drenched hiker, and then screamed even louder when they realized that the hiker was the star of Boy Meets World. They chased Ryder through the woods, eventually made it back to the film crew, where he vowed never to wander off between scenes again.
That's right, this was during Boy Meets World. Oh my god.
Peter Jackson.
Oh god.
The Lord of the Rings icon himself, Peter Jackson, stopped production on The Lord of the Rings Return of the King 3 times to screen this movie for the entire crew.
Wow!
Jackson was so enthusiastic about the film, he gave director Eli Roth publicity quotes.
That's another thing, like Stephen King giving you a shout out, man. That's fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Oh, Peter Jackson. Oh, God, fuck yeah.
Crew member Robert Jones took home the decapitated body prop once the film wrapped and was pulled over while driving home by police officers at gunpoint. They pulled him over at gunpoint, because they thought the corpse in the passenger seat was real. The police held Jones at gunpoint until they were able to confirm the lifelike body was only a prop.
That's fantastic.
Is that not just fucking great? Now, this is a great one. Eli Roth is actually diagnosed with... let me see, what was it
Leprosy?
Called? Psoriasis. It's a genetic, non-contagious skin disorder, which can have crippling effects. He had his first attack at age 22, where his skin cracked and bled so badly that he couldn't walk or wear clothes. Many of the events in this movie are based off of his own experience.
Damn.
So the scene where she's shaving her leg was actually a point in his life where he shaved his face and actual skin came off of his face.
Damn, dude.
Is that not fucking fucked up?
Damn, poor Eli Roth, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
How shitty is that right there?
Dude, that's pretty fucking shitty.
So, yeah, that was like one of the craziest bits that I found. That would explain
why he's so skinny.
Yep.
Oh, skinny.
God damn it. Fuck you. That's my bit. Don't bite my bit. Oh my god. This was ranked number 1 most gruesome movie disease of all time by Total Film Magazine.
Definitely won that one.
Fangoria Chainsaw Award winner. Shockfest Film Festival got Shocker Award of the Year. Best Makeup winner by it's a Catalonian International Film Festival.
Catalonia Wine Mixer?
God damn it. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Just out of 347 films shown at the 2002 Toronto International Film Festival, Cabin Fever was screened last and became the highest selling movie at the festival.
Damn.
Nearly all of the 9 studios who engaged in a bidding war had passed on the movie at the script stage.
Fuck.
Now, this is a bit of Eli Roth trivia here that I think you'll enjoy. Eli Roth has never made a movie that has not turned profit.
I believe it. I've never seen a movie of his that I didn't thoroughly enjoy.
Yep. He's never made a movie that has not turned a profit.
Good on him, man. That's rare to say.
Exactly.
Especially nowadays.
I think that's so crazy. And by the way, if anybody's wondering, like, you feel like you may know him, but you're not sure. If you've ever seen Inglourious Bastards, he is the Bear Jew.
He is!
He put on 35 pounds of muscle for that role.
God damn. God, I love Eli Roth.
Is that not just fucking crazy? Oh,
he was my favorite character in that. I got called the Bear Jew for like a year after that movie came out too.
Oh yeah. Well, fuck, dude. It's such a great movie, but it didn't dawn on me until I watched this. That's where I knew him from.
Right.
It was so great. But yeah, there it is, guys.
Man. Yeah.
Cabin Fever. Just getting after it.
Yeah. And, as always, these are just our opinions. Yeah. If you liked the remake, I don't see why, but good on you.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you liked it, good for you. It's a form of horror that we didn't original, care for.
Because I know several people. I met a guy today that doesn't like Cabin Fever.
And it's fine. It's
good
cool.
On
if you don't like it, that's cool.
Right.
But as always, we're going to end today with a little bit of accidental horror.
Oh, yeah. This one is my selection. I want to choose from my childhood. I actually loved this scene as a child. But from Tarzan.
Yep.
It's the fight between Tarzan and Clayton. And Clayton in the book, because I had to read the book, is actually Tarzan's cousin. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'll have to show you that later. But yeah, look that up, guys.
Okay.
But they're swinging through, and he's slashing at him all over these vines, not realizing that being stuck in them, he's cutting every vine except for the one around his neck.
Yep.
And just all you see is that lightning and the thunder, and it just drops, and you see the shadow of him just hanging there.
Oh yeah, it's a
dark
scene.
Yeah, it's super fucking dark, and there's a lot of kids that were traumatized by that.
It is a dark ass scene, man. And because it's been a lighthearted Disney movie the entire time, and then all of a sudden just hanging dead guy.
And yeah, so fuck, man. Sorry to cut that one a little bit short. Have to make this a little bit quick. But
but it's always great to hear from you guys. So definitely, if you guys have any recommendations for movies that you guys want to hear about, or for any accidental horror, always let us know. You can either leave some comments in the description down below, or you can email us at Sik&TwistedHorrorcast
at gmail.com. Always like, subscribe, add us on Facebook. We love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to this, and thank you for supporting us. As always, I'm Sik.
And I'm Twisted.
Have a killer week.